Good morning.
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 How's everybody doing?
Good. Awesome.
Awesome. Good Monday morning. Ready to get going, right?
Hell yeah.
So, wins, victories. What do we have out there for the weekend? Any wins? Brenda Lee.
Put a cabin on the market for May. We have an offer.
Wow.
Full price, bam.
Wow. Good for you.
I got a buyer broker signed on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Holy cow. Really? Nice. Good job. Who else? I want to know how these guys are getting so in shape. I mean, seriously. You guys look amazing. I got surgery in November and I'm trying to get slimmed down a little bit.
Don't eat for 40 days.
Don't eat for 40 days, right? I mean, how's your energy?
We're eating now.
Yeah? You're eating now?
Yeah.
So is it a good eat or is it you changed your diet?
I'm now on a nutrition plan, so.
Nutritional. Nice. Nice. You guys look amazing. You really do. That's crazy cool. So I'm going to try having that much willpower.
There's that, and they started taking couples dance together.
Couples dancing. Nice. Yeah, no. You just wanted you to be humble about it, right?
It is what it is,
Yeah.
That's
I have gratitude for Greg in helping me out this morning. He ran one of our groups, and then he led me and or led you guys in your affirmations. So thank you, Greg. That's awesome. Who else? Gratitudes, victories, wins. Here and then over here.
Finally got two of my listings that'll hit the market this week.
Wow, nice. What's the price range?
Between 265 and 310,000.
Oh, I love it. It's gonna go fast, huh? Over here.
With gratitude, I'm gonna throw some love Russ's way.
Yeah.
I haven't done a ton with SOI because I'm a transplant here, and I've only been here about a year. Started doing his thing about calling SOI, and last week picked up two things that will happen very quickly. And then over the weekend, a listing, or two listings, and two buys.
Wow.
Of SOI.
Nice.
And it was surprising because, like I said, I don't know very many people up here.
Isn't that amazing when you just get in and start working your business? The SOI is something, look, you should be working on. Build it. If you don't have it, build it. Right? So, Jeff, I know that you're just like killing it here lately. I mean, it has to be a gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being able to come in and do what I like every morning and then just to hear everybody else doing so well, it motivates you more to try to compete a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Perform on their level.
Well, I think it's so inspiring because watching Jeff just standing in the heat of the fire and just keeping his head down and moving forward has been very inspiring to me. So thanks for doing that. Who else? Okay, great. I've asked John Rhodes to actually come up and demonstrate something to you today really quick, and then we'll discuss the foundation when he's done. But I want to get you guys' mind wrapped around, you know, every day we choose to go ahead and prospect. And we prospect. And we don't think anything's happening. I can tell you that it is. In the time I've been doing real estate, which is a long time, I can tell you that there are things happening when you're leveraging into your business. So John, if you'd come up and share with us. I like when he does this because it just puts into perspective what I'm talking about.
So let's go. How about prospecting? Let's go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Love it. Tolerate it. Loathe it. Okay, as far as calling for sale by owners or calling your sphere of influence or calling, knocking on doors or whatever, my opinion is there's three basic attitudes about prospecting. And I'm curious who falls in each category. When it comes to prospecting, how many of you can say, man, I really enjoy prospecting? Okay, there's a few hands went up. How many say, it's fine, I'll tolerate, do what I need to do to keep the business going? I really don't like prospecting. This is actually, nobody raised their hand, this is actually where I'm at. I don't like it. I don't enjoy making phone calls, but here's what I thought about one day. Let's say you decide to call for sale by owners for 3 hours a day. By the way, who's seen me say this before? Okay, so a few of you have. And you get on the phones for 3 hours a day, 9 to noon, call for sale by owners. And the first day you get on the phone and you get no. Get no's for 3 hours. And then Tuesday comes around, you get on the phone for 3 hours. You get nothing but no's. And Wednesday you get on the phone, you get 3 hours. You get nothing but no's, you don't get a single yes. Gosh, you just spent 9 hours and nothing happened. Or supposedly nothing happened. And then Wednesday or Thursday comes around, you get no, and you get this one yes that comes to fruition. And the rest of the time you get this no. But you got your calculator on your phone, okay? And then Friday rolls around, and you get no, and you go home to your wife, or your husband, or your whatever significant other, and you say, how was prospecting this week, dear? I just called for 15 hours. I got one lousy yes. 15 hours. I got one yes. What's the average price for houses right now in Salt Lake? 386. What is 386? What?
332.
Okay. What's 332 times 3%?
960.
Okay, so you just made
$10,000.
$9,000. I know you have to do some work to make that happen, but you just made $9,000. What's $9,000 divided by 15?
600.
You just made $600 an hour. $600 an hour. Okay, let's say I'm half right. You just made $300 an hour. Let's say I'm half right. You just made $150 an hour. Let's say I'm half right. You just made $75 an hour. Go find a job that's going to pay $75 an hour for something pretty simple to do, pretty easy to do, making phone calls. There's no lifting. There's no danger. There's no pretty easy job.
Thanks, John. That's put it into perspective. Think about, yeah, right? Wow, right? Break it down. Look what we do. Look what we make. Where in this world can you go, be a professional, get to put on a suit or a skirt, and go to town and make this happen and make this kind of money? I mean, this is extraordinary. When you start thinking what it takes to be a realtor, it's mind-boggling to me because we live in such an extraordinary business that allows us to learn human nature, helps us to leverage into human beings, lifting them up to a higher level. What better service is there than that? Think about it. So today, here's one of the extraordinary discoveries I have with being here at Century 21 Everest. Jonathan.
A couple of years ago, I was talking with a very high effective agent.
Okay.
I don't want to divulge his name because it's might incriminating. But he was headed to a trip. He'd be gone for a little while, and it's going to be a family reunion with the in-laws. I'm like, wow. He's like, yeah, this is going to be a very expensive trip. Well, really, was I? He's like, don't get me wrong, the tickets are cheap and compared to what I make, but because I'm going to be gone for a while and know how to set appointments, this is going to cost me $2,000 an hour.
$2,000 an hour. Isn't that?
Because he ain't working while he's gone.
And that is the difficulty in this business. I mean, I look at what Brian Burnett does day in and day out. When we get him to come up here on a special event, he's actually prospecting somewhere in the building. He never stops. So he's right on point with everything he does. You know, we make this business much more complicated than what it actually is. So one of the great discoveries for me in this company is actually the foundation which we have. I don't know if one other company has a strong foundation or any foundation. We have at least a foundation that's very strong. Your purpose, your vision, your why, your goals, your plans, your schedule, mindset, confidence, skill set, discipline, and systems. Where are you at in those categories? The one I want to focus on today is purpose, vision, and why, and a little bit of mindset. In here, what is your why and what does it mean? What does it mean? What is your why? What's your why? Why are you here? Why are you in real estate? What makes this your chosen career? I see some pretty heavy thoughts going on here. Yes, Dan.
I struggle with that more than anything.
It's one of the reasons we're actually asking today is it's kind of people struggle with this. Why do you feel you struggle with it?
Because I go through the why are you here? What are your goals? What do you want? What do you want? I don't know what I want half the time. I don't want I could care less about the physical things. I don't want a boat. I don't want a fancy car. I want to be comfortable. I want to be okay.
Sounds like we're getting to a why, aren't we? So tell me more about that. So you want to be comfortable.
I don't want to have to worry. I don't want my loved ones to have.
Don't want to have to worry. Don't want my loved ones to have to worry.
But
Okay.
how do you translate that?
Security. Okay, what else? We're hearing some other thoughts here.
Stability.
Stability. What? Okay, so what does this mean to you guys? Stability. Because I can tell you what, when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's not very stable, right? So stability. How do you get stability out of it?
Consistent action.
Persistence.
Persistence, right? I mean, you have to keep at it. Everybody thinks that they're going to be a bodybuilder by stepping into the gym one time and picking up a set of 25-pound weights and curling. Does it happen? No. Why do we think this is any different? We have to build a business. Consistency is your greatest tool. Say that again.
Build the muscle.
Build the muscle. What does that mean to you?
Keep going.
Consistency, but why?
Because of the results.
To get what you want, right? To get what you want, the time you want. Won't that be great?
All I think is you just have to submit to the process.
Submit to the
It's
process.
just a process, and I've used this analogy. You can't make chocolate chip cookies without chocolate chips. This is the chocolate chips.
Without question, I always use the cookie recipe. Okay, we can take a cookie recipe off the internet. We can take all the ingredients, throw them in a bowl, mix them up, and throw them in the oven, cook them, and they melt everywhere. Who's had that experience? I have. Why is that?
Didn't follow the process.
Didn't follow the process.
I think another thing is having passion, putting some love into it, which is kind of
Ooh.
putting your why into your prospect is what
Ooh,
my
ooh,
thought process is.
ooh. Do you hear what he just said? Putting your why into it. Why does that make such a difference?
Oh, he's exactly right. And to the other comment, I've had hard time finding a why several times. I mean, I thought my why was to buy a fourplex so I could have passive income. That didn't motivate me. I thought my why was to make enough money to buy life insurance for my parents so when one dies, other didn't motivate me.
Yeah.
I thought my why was to work hard enough that my wife didn't have to. Didn't work.
Love where you're going with this.
I finally realized that if I don't step it up, my wife won't ever look at adopting. I'm now
Wow.
all over it and making things happen.
So is the why big enough to push you through the pain? Think about that. Sounds like his is.
So the question that George often asks that is extremely powerful is, what are you no longer willing to live without?
Listen to that. What are you no longer willing to live without? Bill, why are you here?
Just for a secondary career, I thought this was the path for me, and just getting tired of the first one. I wasn't bad at it or anything, I just wanted to change.
Here's a guy that's not even in real estate yet. Guess who was the first one here? He was in here waiting before I even got here in the parking lot. If your why's big enough, there's nothing you won't do to get to it. Jonathan sounds like he has a pretty big why. Christopher, I'm curious of what your why for doing in Spiro. What's why?
It's something that it's a dream.
Ooh.
It's a big dream. It's something that George and I talked about for a long time. And it's to make something special, to make the equivalent of what we've done, he's done, and you've all done on the real estate side, on the lending side, world-class organization.
So everybody knows who Christopher and Paul is, correct?
Yeah.
These guys are willing to step in and do something extraordinary because they know their why. Sean, what's your why?
I don't know.
So isn't it a great thing to maybe figure out today what your why is? To maybe figure out where you're going, what you're doing. What brings the passion inside of you out? Jeff, why? What's your why?
That's a couple tiered question for me, but what rang true with John Aubrey is the same for me, and in a little bit different sense. As you know, I had a couple different businesses before entering into this one. My wife and I wanted children, and that wasn't going to be something that was a reality until some things were met financially. And when the decision was made that I'm just going to say it, once that I hit 6 figures by myself in a year, in a job, not through investments, that we could do it so that at some point my wife could go hands off of her medical career. I came and met with you guys in the first 6 months. We did that. Baby's due in the next month.
Look how skinny he's got. That's not
Want to have more babies.
That's awesome. Wilcox, what's your why?
Take better care of my family, I guess. I mean,
Ooh, give me a guess. You know it is. Listen to him. I can tell what a person's why is. They went right to it. Right to it. You didn't think for 2 seconds. It's no, I think. You know it deep in your heart. That's what it is. And you feel it. Lily, what's your why? Be better. I like that.
I feel like with why, whenever it's ever I give my why to something external, it's hard to motivate me. But when it's like internal, like I just want to be better, like it really does motivate me.
I like that. When it's internal. Is it possible that our why changes?
Yes.
Barbara, has yours changed at all?
Yeah, and I feel like it's I'm always rethinking it and going deeper.
She did a great speech in Toastmasters that just, I wanted to jump up and just give her a big hug because of what she did. But she stood in the fire and presented in an extraordinary way. Look, the taller we get, the more we can see, the more our why changes. Wouldn't you agree, Greg?
Oh, yeah.
Has yours changed?
Definitely. In the beginning, it was, I just wanted to know how real estate works.
Interesting.
Now it's, I want to become a great leader.
Ooh, want to become a great leader. That's really good. Jason.
So, I just want to bring up this one thought, because sometimes we overcomplicate this why. We look at it and we say, well, I don't have a why. I don't have this why.
whys evolve. They get stronger, they get bigger, they get more grand in your life because you start seeing things, you start seeing the possibilities of it. It's if you're saying to yourself, I don't have a why, it's because you don't want to see it. Because it doesn't have to be something really big. It doesn't have to be I'm going to change the world right now. It can be today I'm going to make my why is because I've committed to doing something. My integrity's on the line for today. It doesn't need to be this really big thing. Sometimes we get so caught up in I need to sit down for 30 minutes and write out all the things I want in my life, and I got to define it down to the T, and then it makes us so we don't have any action. And it's through the action that our whys are discovered. And that's what we really want you to look from this is move towards something, and it will be revealed to you what you're supposed to be doing.
Right? So powerful. Jonathan, right up here. Dustin, I want to know your why.
Freedom.
Freedom. Listen to that. Like you didn't have to second guess that. Freedom.
Freedom.
You can feel it, right?
I'll never miss another event of my kid, school, sports.
Wow.
Anything.
Listen to that. That creates passion. In the beginning of me starting this career, my why is that I could not fail my family. Could not fail. I was the first one up, waiting at the door. Kind of like what Belle does. I couldn't wait. This is back when we carried books around. I know that dates me. But we didn't have cell phones. We had to stop at a payphone. In fact, faxes just come into the realm of doing something, right? But my fear of failure was greater than my fear of facing a client. But over the years, my why has changed. And I got asked a hard question about 6 months ago by Russ. And I'll see if I can do this without getting emotional. My why changed. So he come in and he says, Rick, what is it about you? So I'm going to ask you the same thing. What is it about you that makes you question mark? Whatever that may be. But he asked, what is it about you that makes you care about the agents so much? And I went, I don't know. Let me see. I go, ask it with more conviction. Get in my face with it. And he goes, all right. And he gets on the desk and he says, what is it about you that makes you concerned about the agent so much? And I sat back. I went in my deep subconscious mind. Boom! It exploded. And I burst into tears and couldn't even talk. He goes, ouch, I'm sorry, what? He goes, I guess that is a good question. I said, you have no idea. Because I discovered why. Why do I show up so early? Why do I do what I do? And he goes, as soon as I could compose myself, and it's still hard to push the emotion down from it. Because it's what makes me move. 6 years old, my sister was raped. And the guy went to prison. He died in prison. But my sister at 13 got into drugs. Started taking marijuana. I'm not one you can tell me marijuana is okay. Don't talk to me about that. You'll never get me past that. My sister, because marijuana didn't cover the pain enough, went into different drugs, PCP, speed, normally called PCP angel dust. Literally fried her brain. 3 years ago, she died in my arms. And as I searched this journey with her, as I held her in my arms and watched life leave her body. I couldn't save her. I could not save her. And I had transferred over the years that passion and desire to save people. And it's reflected upon you, because I will never leave a soldier on the battlefield. I can tell you that my why changed. I will passionately leverage with you so that you don't fail. You have to find your why deep enough to help you run through hell if that's what it is. And by God, run through it as if you own it. Head down, move forward. Jonathan.
Through an experience I had at 13, didn't fully understand until more recently. It's my belief that the why is absolutely critical and at the same time does not even matter.
I agree.
And what I mean by that, my experience was I was under the impression because of cerebral palsy I'd never learned to ride a bike. My friends and my brother, they ride bike at public pool and I was home alone. So I told myself I have to ride a bike so I can be with my friends. Or so I can go to a public pool. I learned how to ride the bike. I can't swim. How many times do you think I rode the bike to a public pool?
A lot.
Not once.
Really?
I could ride a bike. I could go anywhere I want. Why do I go? The why got me the result, but I learned I could change my why once I got the result.
So did you end up learning how to ride a bike?
Oh yeah. I went to Kmart. I went to where I wanted to go, not to
That's
the
good.
public pool. So the why is critical because it's going to give you the result. But once you have the result, you're going to need another why.
Thank you. Well said. Aaron Sperry.
My why? Making my dream board this year. There was one thing I found, so I cut it out and put it on there. It's just said upgrade. I mean, upgrade everything is what it said.
I like that.
And that's exactly what I want to do.
That's where
I
you're
wanna
going.
Upgrade my house, the car me and my wife drives. I want to upgrade the future for my kids, the opportunities they have, the clothes we wear. Just upgrade everything. Start from the bottom and just go up.
Wow. That's powerful. Because I know your story. And that's huge. Aaron.
Right now, it's just experiences. I also think the target's always moving. I was like this guy. When I came here, I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't point at it. There's a little bit of a life hack, but it's called sprints. You can't do it, attaching to this big overarching, reason or why doesn't always happen, but you can pick little targets. Even if it's a day or a week or whatever, and then as we chase those and be passionate and excited about those, and then like he's saying, like John's saying, once you start accomplishing those, that's a muscle. Then you can pick and you can attach to actually a big reason or why. Mine today, right now, I'm enjoying the experience with my kids. So right now, we just picked a new target for June to go our next little road trip to California. So, and I can get excited about it. They're super excited about it, and that's my immediate why. But that'll affect everything.
That fuels everything and the passion of why you're doing it, right? Because you can clearly see it. Clearly visualize. Christopher, think you guys would ever go anywhere if you didn't visualize what you're trying to accomplish?
Never.
Isn't that extraordinary? And you're taking those first steps into creating something that's going to benefit us all in a huge way. And that's exciting. Before we close, anybody else want to share their why?
I just want to share something.
Yes.
My friend Tim O'Connor.
Yes.
Trying to get his license, and he said I don't know if it's cute, but he said to me, he goes, I think Rick really likes me and he cares about me. He says, I don't really know Rick. And I said, oh yeah, he does. And it's a long story, but I'm just saying it was so precious when he said that. And I'm like, he does. And this is just someone trying to get his license. After many tests, he did pass, but he really appreciated everything you did for him.
He can feel my care.
Yep.
And it was interesting because when I seen him, I went to give him a high five and he hugged me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so I am making a difference.
Oh my gosh, you do. You make a difference.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
show up because I want to make a difference. I want to change your life for the better. That's what I'm about. Okay, let's close with some affirmations. Affirmations.
Hey, there.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, closing affirmations.
Music? Yeah, it's going good.
Technical difficulties.
Yes, we're having difficulties here. I don't know why. Just start.
Okay, we're gonna begin. I succeeded
because
I had my goals. I'm an optimist. I like talking to new people. I know what's important to me. I remember those days. I played playing at college. I'm passionate about real estate. I know the systems like great school. I like asking questions and listening. I enjoy reading to improve my self skills. My thoughts and my emotions act results. I focus on my dreams daily. My presentation is powerful, persuasive. I improve myself daily. I'm happy. I love the prospect because it feeds my business. I see my future is awesome. I love my life. I'm grateful and thankful. I control my thinking. I believe in me. I feel outstanding. I use my leadership opportunities daily. I get things done. I provide excellent customer service. I drink water daily. I connect with people. People love me. I love others. I'm disciplined and have to my daily schedule. I prospect daily. I set appointments daily. I'm a master persuader. I achieve my goals. I'm a real estate rock star. I'm passionate about my life. I live every day with purpose. I'm confident in my self skills. I know my destiny. I'm healthy and strong. I'm powerful. I'm unstoppable. I keep positive, excited. Yes! Good morning. 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 Morning.
Yeah. Yes. Morning. Thanks, everybody.
That's it.
Why this doesn't work?
Listen to this. I do.
Hey, once I went to the top of the working now.
Great. Thanks, Deb. Brother?
You don't have juice after that. I don't know.
Right? I don't know what's going on here, but this thing just doesn't want to quit. Maybe it kind of got its why.